plaintiff, Alyssa Harris, was raised to believe one man was her father. But 2 years ago, her mother confessed that the defendant may actually be her father. So she petitioned the court for a paternity test. Defendant Ricky Collins admits he was married when he had a relationship with Alyssa's mother, and he claims he never knew Alyssa may be his daughter until 4 years ago.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Let me hear from you first.
Well, growing up, I did not have a father figure. The man that I known to be my father, he was in and out of my life. Days he would say I am his daughter, and there'd be other days where he just completely denied me and don't want nothing to do with me. And I just feel like if he was my real father by heart, he would not do that to me. So 2 years.
What would your mother say when he said that to you?
My mother just say he's foolish like that.
Okay.
Don't pay him no mind.
What was she telling you? She said he was your father?
She said he was my father.
Okay. And so when did the question come up?
Well, I just was pushing her. She know that I really wanted to find out my father, and that man wasn't giving me no type of answers. So 2 years ago, she told me she did have some type of relationship with Ricky, and shared a picture of him in 8th grade with me and said that we had.
But all that time, she had been telling you that the other man was your father.
Correct.
And she knew there was a question mark there.
She just got to the point where, like, she knew I was pushy, and that man
makes sense. Yeah, that's a good reason to be pushy.
He wasn't gonna push forward to do anything. He just he want me to take his words and run with it. I want the actual proof. That's why when he came around, he wanted to do proof.
How did you come to know Mr. Collins or Ricky?
My mother, she said I was dating him in 97. It's a possibility he could be your father. Y'all have some resemblance. I've talked to him, and she gave me his number so that I could reach out to him. I looked him up on social media. I seen a lot of resemblance between me and his family, and we done talked. And he showed me pictures of his family, and I see we resembled each other, and I felt the right connection.
Did you go back and discuss that with your mother?
Not really.
Why?
Because I'm still sounding scared to find out.
She didn't ask?
No, not really. All she cared about is...
She's still with the person that was going back and forth as to whether he was your father?
My mother raised me as a single parent. She's never dated anyone.
Okay.
In my lifetime.
That you knew her?
Yes.
Okay. You don't know what she was doing at work?
Nope.
All right. She just might have been the type of lady that didn't bring her activities home to her kids if she was single.
She ain't never had a boyfriend, never had pointed anyone out to me, so.
There you go.
Single,
and I think you have brothers and sisters?
I have 2 sisters. They got their father. I'm looking for mine.
Sir, why don't you give me some background?
How you doing, Judge? Back in '94, I met Alyssa's mother. My brother had just passed away then, and I was being reported on TV, and her mother saw me on TV, and I guess she was interested in meeting me. So she sent a letter to my mother's house, and I was curious to who it was, and so I responded to the phone number that was on there, and we met up and started seeing each other for a while. Well, actually for a couple of years, and we kind of off and on, you know.
So you sleep with your fans?
No, not really.
That's what you did.
Well,
say you're on TV and you got letters and we wanted to meet you. I'm on TV. I get those letters and I get those comments and requests. They're fans. You sleep with all your fans?
Well, actually, me and her, I was married at the time.
You only had one fan?
No, actually, I was married at the time.
Oh, you were married?
Yeah, I was married. I had a family and everything.
Whatever the case was, you slept with that fan.
Yeah, that's true.
So I want to know how many other fans you sleep with.
No, I wasn't out there like that. I wasn't out there like that. a father.
Calling your fans
home.
back.
I was a father at
When
home.
your fans call you or write you and say, "Oh, I just love when you on TV. I look at you and I just love you," and such and such
I was
and
just
such
on
and
TV
such.
that one
If
time,
you
man.
just decide that you want to contact me back, here's my number.
Yeah, ring.
You my fan? Yeah.
No, but after me and her met, we
Started a relationship.
well off and on because my main goal was to stay at home with my family, my kids. I had kids. I also had a son that wasn't my son that I raised. He's 38 now.
Okay. Good. You want to keep your family together.
So
You're just
I wouldn't
a
have had
no good
any
cheap
problem.
man like many are.
I wouldn't have had any problem if I'd have known at the time that I may have had a daughter to bring her into my life. I wouldn't have a problem doing that. So, like she said, I posted a picture of me graduating from 8th grade, and I guess she saw some similarities in it. And she got in touch with me and said that I may be her father. But before then, her mother used to times off and on when me and her used to talk. She used to tell me that Alyssa may be my daughter.
My mother raised me as a single parent. She's never dated anyone
Okay.
in my lifetime.
That you knew her.
Yes.
Okay. You don't know what she was doing at work.
Nope.
All right. She just might have been the type of lady that didn't bring her activities home to her kids if she was single.
Plaintiff Alyssa Harris says 2 years ago, she learned that the defendant may be her biological father. So she petitioned the court for a paternity test.
Starting what year, sir?
That was, I think it was like 2017, maybe 16, 17.
That's when she first told you that
That's when she first told
she
me.
might be your daughter after
might be
all
my
these
daughter.
years.
Right.
Did you ask her why
I
did
did.
you just mentioning this to me?
But I did meet her. I did meet Alyssa when she was a few months.
And what were you told then?
She didn't say that she was my daughter or anything. She just introduced me, said, I got a baby, because I guess she wanted me to know the baby, and I don't know. And I introduced myself but I did feel a connection between me and Alyssa at that time. I stuck my finger out to her. She shook my finger. We smiled at each other, but she never. But
Did
her mother
you
never
ask
said.
her mother why, when she contacted you in
She didn't contact
2017,
me. She didn't contact me. I contacted. We were off and on. I
and she
contacted
told
her.
you it might be your daughter. All right, fine. You're off and on. You this and that and the other. So far, I do know you met the baby at 3 months old, and the woman says to you, "Look at my baby," and nobody mentions or questions or the subject of you being the father never comes up. In fact, the subject of a father never comes up at all. So for what reason are you meeting with her when the baby is 3 months old? What was your reason for meeting with her mother when she was 3 months old?
Like I said, me and her used to just run into each other for some reason.
So where did you run into her?
And I was just
when
curious
she was
to how
3
she
months?
was doing.
You were walking up the street and
Yeah.
you saw her and she was holding the baby and you said, "Hey!" What happened,
No,
sir?
she wasn't holding the baby. Like one time I ran into her, I was...
No, we talking about this time when she first introduced you. And the one time, we talking about this first time. She said, "Here's a baby." She doesn't say, "This might be your child." This is just, "Here's a baby I have." Now, you've been with the woman in the last 12 months, but yet you don't ask, you don't find a way to ask for 20 years. You never found a way to ask, "Was that 3-month-old child my daughter?" Because we were together around that time, and you never did tell me who the father of that child. You just, "Oh, that's cute. She's cute. All right.
No, actually, at that time when I first met Alyssa, me and her mother, we were in connection with each other on the phone. We weren't seeing each other.
The next time you heard of her at all was how long after?
2017.
First time you ever heard her name mentioned again?
17 or 18.
Got it. And that's when her mother, how did you all come in contact in that case?
Well, I believe her mother tracked me down on Facebook and got my numbers.
Called you for what?
Just to be calling me because she's interested. The same thing like when we first met.
All right.
So I talked to her on the phone, and she said she needed some help moving some stuff. And, me being the person I am, I said, okay, I'll come over and help you move some stuff and take your stuff because she had stuff in storage. And when it took her stuff, and that's when I saw Alyssa. That's when she said, this is Alyssa. She was...
And that's when she told you, this might be your daughter.
No.
Go ahead.
She never said anything like that. She just told me that was Alyssa. She never said anything about Alyssa being my daughter. Not until maybe when Alyssa called me. Alyssa was the one that was curious about me being
right. No, I'm referring to Alyssa's mother. She has never, to this day, said to you, this might be your daughter.
No, she never said
You got to do all that. You would know, sir. If a woman says it would be very clear to you. If a woman said this is your daughter, you wouldn't have to sit there and say.
She said that we may have some similarities.
No, you know when a woman tell you this is your baby. Or this might be your baby, and you don't have to think about nothing. Say you're on TV and you got letters and we want to meet you. I'm on TV, I get those letters and I get those comments and requests. They're fans. You meet with all your fans?
Well, actually, me and her, I was married at the time.
You only had one fan?
No, actually, I was married at the time.
Oh, you were married?
Yeah, I was married. I had a family and everything.
Whatever the case was, you slept with that fan.
Plaintiff Alyssa Harris says 2 years ago, she learned that the defendant may be her biological father. So she petitioned the court for a paternity test.
Did she ever say anything about her being your baby?
She did in between the times that Alyssa was starting to have some similarities, like starting to stutter like me, her nose.
What year was that?
Oh.
Before or after 17?
It was before 17.
Before 2017, she was telling you that. You told me she never said it to you. Why y'all playing games with these lives like this?
No, she never said it at that time.
Y'all are playing games.
She never said it at that time.
My point is that prior to 2017, you had a reason to look into it, and you haven't. She had to track you down. Yeah, you are not the father. I apologize to you, young lady, for your mother playing games. Just keep on fighting. You'll find your dad, and when you do, appreciate that.
Well, actually, Your Honor, she has found a dad.
Huh?
She has found a dad.
That's you?
That's me.
Good, you're going to be a father. Good, you're going to be a father.
I'm not looking no more. I gave up. This is the last straw.
So, good luck to you. Respect for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for going through this whole hassle with me.
Okay, I'm gonna be here.
I still appreciate you, and I hope that you.
No, I'm gonna be here. You don't have to appreciate me. I'm gonna always be here. Anytime you need me, anytime.
As long as I know it for a fact. Thank you.
I want to get to know them kids. Don't keep them kids away from me. I don't care how far you stay.
Plaintiffs Aaron Bullard and his great-grandmother Wilma Hoover say Aaron became addicted to meth at age 16 and was in and out of prison. After Aaron sobered up, Wilma purchased a trailer from the defendant for him to live in. But she misrepresented the condition, so she's suing to get her money back. Defendant Kay Tuggle insists the trailer in question belonged to her son, not her, and it was an as-is sale. Therefore, she denies owing for anything.
Start with you all.
This is Aaron, my great-grandson. I've raised him since he's 4 years old, and I got custody of him. All right, I sent him to school. He was a good boy. In 2014, he got addicted to meth. So he was in and out.
How old was
he? He was 16.
Okay.
So he spent time in and out, and then
in and out of what?
Jail.
Not rehab, huh? Go ahead.
In 2018, he got caught for selling meth, and he went up for a while. Well, in 2019, he was released, and he's been good since then. He's been, he got him a job, He's worked there for 2.5 years. He wanted his own place, so I was going to help him get a trailer. That's what he wanted. We had a place for it. So we read this ad in the paper that trailer for sale, $4,000, used trailer, for $4,000. So we made an appointment with Miss Tuggle to go see it. And it looked great. It had vinyl siding on it. So I wrote her a check for $4,000 that day. And we were to pick it up, but we couldn't get it till she moved hers. So we waited and waited, but we had five.
How long?
Well, it's still sitting there.
Okay. Let me allow her to give some background, then I'll get back to you at that point. Yes.
Okay. Well, life's been kind of hard for me. I lost a brother back in '79 of kidney disease. But through all the ups and downs of then, through science and medical advancements, things have got better. But 4 years ago, my son, Patrick, the one who sold the trailer here, he got kidney disease. So he lives real close to me. And, I try to help him. And if he calls me and asks me anything, I try to help him. And this is where we've got to today.
2014, he got addicted to meth. So he was in and out.
How old was he?
16.
Okay.
So he spent time in and out.
In and out of what?
Jail.
Not rehab, huh?
Defendant Kay Tuggle sold a trailer to the plaintiffs, but the plaintiffs want their money back because they insist Kay misrepresented the condition of the mobile home.
What happened here that caused you to sue her, ma'am?
Well, we're in the same situation. $4,000 isn't something to just forget. We couldn't move the trailer. We got called five, which she gave us the names of these movers. Each one of them would say, no, we won't touch it. It'll fall down before we get it to the road.
That's not true.
And I talked to a man at MoDOT, and he said, well, it will not be able to put it on the highway. So I asked her for the check back, the money. And she said, I don't have it. I've already spent it. And that was about that.
You want to say anything, sir?
Yeah, Your Honor. Well, I feel like what my grandma was trying to say is that really we were under the impression that the trailer was going to get moved or be helped moved. Also that she had people.
Help move by whom?
Well, she was buying a trailer for, I'm pretty sure, Patrick, who she was telling about. And they had movers to move that trailer that were supposed to move.
Who took responsibility to move it?
She said that she had people for us, but we were let under the impression that she was having people.
That's not true.
Hold on, ma'am. What did you say again?
That we were under the impression that she had some movers already for the trailer that she was ridden.
Okay, where did you get that impression?
From her. It's also on the contract that says that
she would move it or have it moved?
No.
Yes.
She said
you say yes, your grandmother says no. Y'all saying two different things. So
she said that she would help us.
Who do you want me to believe?
She said she would help us find some movers.
She said find the movers, not have it moved. Those are two different things. All right, ma'am. What do you say the agreement was and what happened?
Okay, my son had listed it. And so he was on dialysis. It was May the 22nd. So he called me. He said, do you mind showing it to them? And I said, no. So I met him. I showed him the house, all of it, told them everything that I knew about it totally. So they looked everywhere. And they said they liked it and they wanted it. And I said, okay, then we can write out a contract. But my son is not here. He's doing treatment. So they came back down to my house.
You told them it was owned by your son?
Yes, absolutely.
Did she tell you that?
No, honestly,
okay,
her son
enough.
never even signed the bill of
I heard you, sir. You said no.
Okay,
ahead,
well, on page 1, the bill of sale that you have there, and it's sold to Aaron, where it's located, and that the price was $4,000 as is. And also, Pat gave him the washer, the dryer.
Bill of sale sold a mobile home located It will be picked up when the other home is delivered. I guess they are to pick it up.
Yes.
It's a pickup. All right. When the other home is delivered. What is the other home? I don't know what that means.
Pat got a new mobile home, and it was delivered, and the other one was pulled out and set there ready for them to be moved. It can be moved. It was moved 11 years ago, and it was moved by a dump truck and a tractor.
All right. Any evidence you want me to review? Anybody?
Unless you want to see the check or the bill of sale.
No, we've all agreed that the money was paid.
All right, sir.
Yes.
Could I say something?
Sure.
Okay. The check was made out to my son. I do not own the house. Never did own the house. All I was trying to do is do a favor to help them and help my son. And then I get brought into the middle of it. I don't think that's fair. But the check...
Did you all write the check to her son?
No, we wrote the check to her.
No. No, on page 2.
Well, this is going to be an easy one because I just got 2 different stories about perhaps what is the most important part.
Defendant Kay Tuggle sold a trailer to the plaintiffs, but the plaintiffs want their money back because they insist Kay misrepresented the condition of the mobile home.
And you say what page is the check on?
Page 2.
Page 2. It's written to Patrick. Is your name Patrick?
No.
Is your son's name Patrick?
Yes.
Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. As I said, you didn't write the check to her. You wrote it to Patrick.
She told us to write it to Patrick.
Have a good day.
Do you think that you said that we could have a air conditioner that's in the washer and dryer, a washer, a dryer, a fridge, a stove? That will be mine.
That if you get
So can
the
I
house.
have that since I can't have the trailer or the $4,000 back?
If you got to move the house and it's all in the house.
No, I don't think we can move the house.
There's no one will touch it.
No one will move the house.
What are we supposed to do with it?
Obviously, whatever you want.
Sit there on your property, I guess.
You mean you don't want it? You want to just leave it there for us?
No.
Ain't no one gonna move it.
Plaintiff Deneen Jones says she's here today in a last-ditch effort to get help for her 4 troubled teens. Deneen claims her sons are running the streets and bringing guns and drugs into her home, and she has the pictures to prove it. Deneen is suing her sons for emotional distress. Defendants Anthony, Dominic, Dion, and Antoine Thompson admit that they act up, but insist it's because their mother has turned her back on them. Dion says his mother even locks their food up so they can't get to it. So they were forced to turn to the streets.
Start with you.
Good afternoon, Judge. I'm just here today because I need your help to help me help my sons. My sister was killed last year through gun violence, okay? And I had watched a man through my window. I ran and caught him, though. I almost shot 2 of my boys. I went through the juvenile system down in Detroit. I went to the police.
From Detroit?
Yes. I went to the police station.
What did the juvenile system say?
They told me, these are my kids and you take care of them. And hit the thing. So after the juvenile court didn't help me, I went over to the 36th District Court. And I did. I might have been wrong. I just bust up in the courtroom because I just wanted the judge just to hear me, and then I was escorted out.
Did you file a petition?
No, I didn't. No.
You didn't fill out any paperwork first?
No.
Oh, well, that's why. Yeah, you have to petition the court. You have to fill out paperwork for a hearing on the guardianship of your sons. So that's the proper way to do it.
Right.
But tell me what they've been doing.
Okay, let's start. Antoine.
How old is he?
He's 16.
The 16-year-old. Mm-hmm.
Judge, I've been going through therapy for the last 16 years with my kids.
How old were they when you all began therapy together?
Antoine was 3.
Okay.
Antoine was diagnosed with ADHD.
Uh-huh.
Dominic was ADHD with a learning disability.
Okay.
And Dion, but every time I would try to get Dion help, he couldn't stay in school the whole day. He was every week, Judge, he is out of school to where now in the last year and a half, he had been to either between 8 and 10 schools. I'm getting the help I need for Dion as we speak.
All right.
Don't get me wrong, Judge. I'm like that when I did go to the police station, and then they try to be all funny about it, gonna say, well, put them in the system. I'm not trying to put my kids in the system.
Well, if they don't want to get help for themselves, because ADHD is what I'm hearing as the primary culprit.
Okay.
When a child has that, the child exhibits the exact type of behavior that you're talking about today. Defiance, troubled, don't want to go to school.
Setting fires.
In many instances, all type of troubled activities. Let me hear from them. Who wants to talk first? All right, young man, what's your name again?
Anthony Thompson.
Anthony, what you up to? What's your status in life right now? You're in school, where?
Cody High School.
Okay, I went there for a semester, but...
What happened?
They kicked me out for good. Then the next school I went to, Wayne Memorial, they kicked me out for good. Then when I went to Romulus High, they kicked me out for good. All this is between 9th and 11th grade when I just gave up on school. So we're together so far. What else? At least you're still in Cody, right?
Yeah, I'm still in.
All right, go ahead. That's a tough neighborhood.
Yes.
It's right next to the projects I grew up in, which is Herman Gardens. And you know that's one of the toughest ever, right? What type of trouble have you gotten into?
Like, the only trouble I ever got into that was like that serious was on my last year on my birthday when I turned 17. I some fat 300-pound 6'2" boy was trying to jump on my brother Antoine. So
you got involved, and then what?
And then some other boy had jumped in.
What else?
That's it.
All right, how you doing in school?
2.0.
All right, when do you graduate?
I supposed to graduate this year, but I had failed the 6th grade, so.
All right.
I'm graduating next year.
Okay, what are you gonna do after that?
I ain't decided.
All right, well, you need to start deciding and start looking into it, whether you're gonna go to trade school, community college, or university, or what have you. So I'm looking for good things from you. Is he telling me the truth?
Yeah, but he also forgot to leave out that he had went to jail.
For what? For fighting?
Yes,
All right.
they consider
Where do
it
you
as
all
a
live?
gang
What neighborhood you all live in?
Joy Road.
Joy Road and what? Right where I go? Tough neighborhood, man. I mean, they got so much pressure on them, so much violence going on.
Excuse.
Yes, sir.
And like you said, it be like so much stuff going on, and like some of the stuff that we do get into, like half of it don't be our fault, but when we come home with the problem, every time we tell her, or like every time we trying to express our feelings to her about the problem, it's always, I don't want to hear that y'all say bringing stuff to my house. You know what I'm saying? And then half of the time, we don't even be at her house. We just telling you all to just
Let me hear the next one. Young man, where you at? Where you in school?
Yeah.
Where?
In Troy High.
Okay, Troy High is a good school. How you doing there?
At 3.0.
All right, why'd you have to go there? Because you were kicked out of all the others?
No, I'm just kicked out of Cody.
You just kicked out of Cody for what?
Stealing the jacket.
Plaintiff Deneen Jones is suing her 4 troubled teens because she claims they're running the streets and bringing guns and drugs into her home, and she has the pictures to prove it.
And what type of problems have you given your mother over the years?
Been like running the streets.
Doing what?
Like just selling like smoking and like drugs. Selling drugs.
All right. Why?
We got to do stuff on our own to get what we need, and like she won't give it to us.
You bought all the shirts and pants. You all bought your shirts and pants.
Yes.
Every single one of them.
Yes.
Where'd you get your money?
Same thing.
Where'd you get your money?
Working at the gas station.
Where'd you get your money?
Helping out people.
All right. See, they didn't have to. He works at the gas station, minimum wage. So it's just you all making those bad choices because you want to take the easy route out. If your mother can't afford to, that may have something to do with it.
No, she could have, but she just gave up on it. She never, she just ain't want to do nothing.
No, she didn't give up on you.
I didn't give up on you. I wouldn't be here.
That's why you're here now. That's why she went to the police station. That's why she went to the courts. That's why she got your counseling. She didn't give up on you. Giving up on you would mean that she doesn't care and she kick you out the house, not let you back in.
She ain't been providing for us.
Providing what?
What?
Like anything, like a parent's supposed to be doing.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Okay,
She
like,
doesn't provide food.
Yeah.
Does she provide you shelter?
Yeah.
So why don't you all think your mom wants to do anything for you?
Because she got that husband of hers.
And what's wrong with her husband?
Ever since she got married to him, she been doing everything for him. She don't do nothing for us no more like she used to do. She used to feed for us. She don't used to lock her food up. Everything,
she locks the food up
in the garage and refrigerator. Because she think we're going to eat it all. Our mother is supposed to leave the food in the refrigerator for her kids to eat, no matter if it get AR or not.
Too quick. Not if she buy it one day and you eating it all that same day.
They is not going out there getting high and go munch down.
I don't smoke.
That's right.
No, you not going to do it.
Like you said, y'all smoking weed out there. I'm with her. You're not going to smoke that weed and then come home and with the munchies and eat up everything that's in the refrigerator.
Judge, can I please refer to something?
That don't mean you can engage in illegal activity.
I don't smoke or I don't do none of that.
Okay, but Tank, don't sit up here and act like I don't feed you. And Tank, you is out of school. You just got back in school after a year and a half. You think I'm gonna go out and let you wear off some shoes that it ain't.
Anyone been convicted of a crime?
Oh yeah, this Antoine's.
Tell me, who's been convicted of a crime? For what?
Assault.
Who else been arrested?
I've been arrested.
For what?
For fighting.
Is that it, ma'am?
No, where's your hand, Dion?
What was he arrested for?
He was arrested for theft. He had the nerve to walk all the way.
What did he steal?
A bike off the man porch while his screen door was open.
Sir, young man, is that true?
Yes.
Ma'am, let me just say, it is very common, unfortunately, in the environment in which they're being raised, violence is the most prevalent form of destructive behavior in the poor communities. And second is drugs and criminal activity.
But Judge, can I please present, this is my main concern. This is why I need your help right here. And I'm not, they can't come home with me now, I'm telling you.
Is this one of you all? She got a sawed-off shotgun? What you doing with that?
And they brought it in my house.
All right, well, you are a criminal. When was this?
That was like a month ago.
Yeah, a month ago.
And then
you try to con me like you've been doing so well. And 1 month ago, you got a sawed-off shotgun in your arm with a hood over your head, looking like you're a straight-up street thug and behaving like one.
You can be mad all you want to.
2 more guns, and you haven't shown this to the police?
I just found it like 2 days before we got here.
They need to be off the street, man.
I know
they're your babies
That's why,
and all that, but they need to be locked up. They don't need to be on the street. They need to be locked up.
You see what I'm trying to say?
I'll be on the
When they
streets
get
if we
locked
get good
up,
grades
be
in school.
quiet. I'm
Get
talking.
grades, my...
Ma'am, let them get locked up. Let them get locked up a few times.
Look at that.
Then we'll see. Because I want them to know what gangsters get. Gangsters, they either go to jail or they get killed. One or the other. Yeah, they belong in prison, man. I'm in jail. Take these to the police department. Take them as soon as you leave here. As soon as you get back home. Take them to the police department and show them and have them arrested. We'll see then when they want to come out what they want to do. Now, my mother had 4 boys. She would call the police on us.
I did.
You take them these pictures.
Plaintiff Deneen Jones is suing her 4 troubled teens because she claims they're running the streets and bringing guns and drugs into her home. And she has the pictures to prove it.
Y'all real gangsters?
No, I'm not.
Then what you doing with the guns?
I ain't had no gun.
Faking?
Yeah, I guess. I ain't touch no gun. I don't touch drugs.
Well, why do you have the guns?
Because they was
and the
in our
money,
house.
looking like gangsters.
And bring it in my house.
I'm call the police on them. Take these pictures to the prosecutor's office. Young lady, did you want to say something today? State your name.
Angela Jones.
What do you want to tell me?
First of all this is crazy because she could have did something about this at home.
Like what?
Helping them with school. She don't be involved with their school at all.
They don't be in
I got him into the Troy school.
Doesn't look like they're in school to me. Go ahead. What else?
I can vouch for one. He want to go to school.
Okay, but it ain't his...
And he do too. I didn't cut you off. Let me talk.
That's
this is really
that's not what this reflects. This reflects they want to be gangsters and dope dealers.
I get up 6 o'clock in the morning, even though I got 2 jobs. When I don't go to work, I get up 6 o'clock in the morning, take him to school. Dominic go to school.
Right.
He get a 3.0.
Right.
And she mentioned all the bad stuff they do. They ain't said once how you sit in your room and smoke weed and drink.
Judge,
She do it in her house. They
Ma'am,
live
can
there.
you explain that? You keep talking about all this school. Explain all that.
Let me show you.
Explain these sawed-off shotguns, these rifles, this dope, all this money. Explain to me how these great students are here holding sawed-off shotguns, rifles, dope, and dope money.
Guns belong to my uncle. They got them from his
Your
house.
uncle's not holding it. I'm talking about what I'm seeing here.
And I'm trying to get to the point
Go
how
ahead.
they got the guns.
Not interested in knowing where they got them. I'm saying why they have them. How do you explain that?
Because our
When
uncle
he
left them to
died,
us.
I'm not asking how. I'm saying why.
Because when he passed, he wanted to give
I
them to
didn't
us.
ask you that, sir. Have a seat, ma'am. Have a seat. You all keep telling me where you got the guns. I don't care about where you got them. I want to know why you have them in your possession. You're pointing
What
them.
else they gonna
You
do
all
with
are
them?
either
Right.
drug dealers or you're faking like you are. Nobody made you put these guns in your hand, this dope, and this money. Ma'am, the criteria for judgment for emotional distress is outrageous conduct that causes one to experience an excessive amount of stress. I'm going to conclude that that is exactly what is going on here. And I know you want me to help them. The best way you can help them at this point is have them locked up. That's the only way you can help them. All right? Call the police, go there, and they'll make them, the ones under 18, they'll make them wards of the state or put them on probation first. And when they violate that probation, then they'll remove them from the home. All right? So that's the best I can advise you. They're not ready for a training program. They're not ready for a mentorship program. They're not ready for any of this until they drop their guns and pick up their books for real. Not in here conning me. 5,000 for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
I love y'all, and this the only reason why I did. And this the only reason why I did. Just 'cause they wasn't gonna listen to me, Angie. Angie.
You all right, Mom? When you do
in
drink and
school,
smoke,
do you understand that they don't have nothing to
Mom,
do
when
with
you
nothing?
do drink and smoke,
I'm
what
talking
happened? What
I go
happened?
to
You
sleep.
know, you trip on this. That's what
Yeah,
you
because
do.
you come and told me.
No, like, cause she brought all her evidence.
Right.
So I mean, we
You
couldn't
mad
say
at me?
nothing. No, I'm not mad at you.
But you took
You
that
ain't seen me-
evidence. That wasn't even no
It
fair.
wasn't even that.
Just don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. Mom,
Angie.
ain't nobody mad at you.
I'ma help.
Shut up.
I'ma help myself, okay?
Mom, be quiet. Ain't nobody mad at you. It's just the point, though. All right. All right,
you-
we know what we did, but you ain't say what's your part.
I'm
you
grown. I'm 42 years old.
But every
And in
time
my
you
own
drink, you get mad at us.
Every time I drink, I turn on my
No,
radio.
you don't.
We recently spoke with the defendant's witness, Angela Jones. Angela, who was plaintiff Denise Jones's daughter, told us that 1 week after their case was heard, her mother, Denise, found out she was pregnant. However, sadly, on October 3rd, 2018, Denise tragically passed away after a courageous battle with cancer. So Angela now has custody of her 11-year-old brother. Angela was happy to share with us that all 4 of her brothers who appeared on the show are doing great. Angela claims Antoine is a family man who has 5 children and is known as Mr. Mom. And Dominic and Anthony are both also on the right path and have turned their lives around. As for Dion, we spoke with him directly, and he told us that he's currently living in a beautiful house in Atlanta with his family, is a restaurant manager, and is going to college to earn his 3rd degree, which will be in business administration. He also said that he was living with his mother and caring for her before she passed away. And after her death, he remained motivated to stay on the right path.